and welcome to another 3abn Today cooking program. We are the Micheff sisters.
And I'm Linda.
I'm Brenda.
And I'm Cinda. And oh, we have an exciting program for you today because we are going to take you to
Italy.
Yay!
Let's cook Italian.
I love Italian.
I think, yeah, I don't know very many people that don't love Italian cuisine. Do you, sisters?
Oh.
I
No, and seriously, any place we've ever traveled in the world, you can always find Italian food.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, I have to confess, I just plain like food.
Yes, but Italian's one of my favorites.
So I'm not really saying when I say, I don't really think I can say it's my favorite because food is my favorite. It's whatever I'm eating at the time. If I'm
She is gonna love that banquet in heaven.
Although when we were in Italy together, traveling around Italy, we had some really amazing Italian cuisine and some restaurants that stand out in my mind to this day. And some of our recipes we've actually taken from some of those recipes that we had and tasted over there. We've kind of recreated
because we would drive through little towns and we would just see a cute little restaurant and we'd go, oh, let's try that one. You know, I mean, we really didn't have a plan.
No, So I think that's the best way to travel anyway. It's stress-free. It's just you're at your own, time and pace. And
we want to eat where the locals eat. And I guess my favorite thing about Italian food is they use fresh vegetables
and fresh herbs.
And I mean, everything's so fresh. And so I think that's really why I like it.
And I like the seasonings and types of herbs. But maybe
the smell.
Oh, you know what? We're all excited because we know what we're preparing today. But maybe you would like to see what we're preparing today.
That's right.
Oh, now this is my quinoa vegetable salad.
Oh, that looks delicious.
You're gonna love it.
And then it's not Italian without some garlic breadsticks, right?
That's right. Just make sure you're all eating them.
We're gonna have white lasagna.
Ooh, that's a twist.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and some Italian white bean soup.
Ooh, that looks really good. And then we have some eggplant pomodoro.
Ooh, that looks good. And I just like saying pomodoro.
We're going to top it off with orange bundt cake.
Now, does that not make you all hungry?
It sure does.
Because, and you know me, I just hate to eat. I'm hungry.
Well, let's tell people a little bit about quinoa. You better move this box. I keep knocking it over.
She keeps knocking this thing. I mean, we're like this is quinoa. And if you're like I asked my husband to get me.
Let me put it over here so they can get a good look at it.
I asked my husband to get me a box of this, and I mean, I can't even. I mean, I'll crack up laughing telling you how he pronounced this. And I was like, honey, just say quinoa. Or quinoa. I mean, like, why? I want some.
It's really, really healthy for you. It's one of the healthiest grains that we can eat.
Actually, quinoa by itself is a complete protein. And there's no gluten in it, so it is great for if you're on a gluten-free diet. And when you add all the vegetables and everything else to it, it makes it an extremely healthy dish for you to eat.
I have a little confession to make, though. It was actually Cinda that got me to really try and actually enjoy quinoa because I kind of turned my nose up to it when I first saw it. I'm a little bit picky when it comes to food. I know everybody knows that. But when I first saw it, that grain looks kind of funny. It looks different than a normal grain that I'm used to. And so I kind of would pass it right by. I wasn't going to take a look at it and taste it. But Cinda actually encouraged me to be brave and try it. And I got to
actually, it's just because she was talking and I shoved the spoon in her mouth.
Well, what did you think?
I really liked it, I have to say. But not all quinoa is created equal. So if you've had it before and you go, well, I didn't really care for it, maybe it wasn't the right recipe. It'd be like saying you had vegetable soup before and you didn't like it. Well, everybody's vegetable soup is different. So you don't just turn your nose up, try it. Maybe you didn't have the right recipe. So maybe it's not the quinoa, but and I think that's
actually for anything. But also I want to say, I want to put this back over here because I like watching her knock it over. Actually, quinoa, I'm choosing the red Inca type because I think it's got the, from the ones I have read, has the highest nutrition, but there's different types of quinoa too. So you can try, you know, the different types of quinoa. So why don't we just get started with this one?
All right.
What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
I did not do that.
Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 4 cups of the red Inca quinoa cooked, 1.5 cups of zucchini diced, 1.5 cups of yellow squash diced, 1.5 cups of tomatoes diced, 1.5 cups of red and yellow sweet peppers slivered, 1 large avocado chopped, 1/2 cup of fresh basil chopped, and then for the dressing, you will need 3/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and salt to taste. Doesn't that sound good?
Does.
This is a gluten-free recipe.
I say let's get started.
No.
Go out long. Go long.
That really wouldn't work for me. Because
Oh yeah, this one. And this is the sports one with me. Go long.
I'm not very good at sports, folks. No, I never have been. But I'll play the piano for you.
Yeah. Dum 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 dum.
You know, I am excited about this recipe because I was with Mom and Dad not too long ago, and somebody called and said, is there any way we can have some gluten-free recipes? And this is a gluten-free recipe today, so that is
Well,
exciting.
I'd like to actually dedicate this one to our 3ABN president, Jim Gilley, because we always like to have something special for him when we're cooking. So, Jim, this one is for you.
There you go, Jim. I'm making it right now, so come on down. Okay, this is what it looks like cooked. And we're going to put this in the bowl. And then, now, notice I have everything like 1.5 cups of the peppers, 1.5 cups of the zucchini. Now, this is very scientific, folks. I mean, please do not get over 1.5 cups. I mean, make
She
sure.
is so pulling your leg.
I know why this is so important, because look at all the rich colors. And when you color your plate like a rainbow, you're getting good nutrition. Oh my, you can't get better than this.
You know, actually, when we were in the prep kitchen, I actually didn't even realize I was doing 1.5 cups of this and a cup, and I started laughing. I'm going, really? I mean, 1.5 cups? I mean, if you, and also,
if you want to put 2 cups in, you're saying when I would too.
Exactly. And actually, when I was looking at this, I was like, oh, you know what? I was thinking of Linda, and I was like, you could add purple cabbage. You could add, I mean, any kind of vegetable that you want to this, your favorite. And if you don't like some of these vegetables, then just leave it out.
And put what you like in.
Okay, sisters. So just go. Oh, you know what? Let me give Brenda something to do so that she won't be knocking our boxes over.
Hey, there's not even a box near me. See that?
I love the grape tomatoes. I just think they're a sweet, I like the sweetness of them. Just cut them in circles. And,
like that?
Yep, that's good.
How thick? Like that?
That's good too.
All right.
And
I like those words. Okay.
Good, yeah.
You want this in here?
And all of this can go in.
How many you want? All of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We got to make sure we get that 1.5 cups. Actually, and remember, I'm just teasing y'all.
And if one of these tomatoes squirts me, I'm going to try not to scream.
Oh, please.
Do you want
know
this
what I'm
mixed
talking
up?
about, don't you? You're
Yes,
slicing
please.
a tomato and all of a sudden it squirts at you, you know? That seems to always happen to me.
Hey, what? Can I interrupt that slicing for just 1 minute? Because
Yes.
I forgot to bring 2 knives, and
Okay.
I need my lemons cut.
All right.
And I actually should have brought a serrated knife, so it's not her fault because I didn't bring a serrated knife. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I happen to know somebody that wouldn't mind bringing us one.
Oh, Miss Melissa, do you think you could bring me a serrated knife? That would be awesome.
Melissa Hoffman is my Kids Time production assistant, and
She's awesome.
She's awesome, and she always helps us with our cooking shows. So we don't know what we'd do without her, and also our friend CQ. Here we go.
And of course, don't forget Bonnie.
Oh, yes.
Bonnie's got the very
Yes.
important job of helping us in the kitchen with all the dishes.
Yes, we appreciate
Melissa,
that.
come here and bring this to me, please. Come on.
I think I'm going to have to go get it. She's a little camera shy. Small.
Nice try, sis.
She doesn't have a small one. Can you do that?
I tried, folks. I tried.
She doesn't have a small one. Is this, are these okay?
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I can do it.
Whew, glad to know that.
See how much energy you'll have if you eat all this good food?
Okay, sis. Since you got that left out feeling, I need the avocado diced up in there.
Diced with this big knife. Okay.
Yeah, challenging.
All right.
Now, while she's dicing the avocado and while Brenda's doing the tomatoes, I'm going to prepare our dressing. And for the dressing, you want fresh lemon juice. It just tastes so much better with the fresh squeezed lemon juice. It's, I can't tell you how much better it
Well,
is.
fresh is just, anytime you can have fresh, it's good.
Right.
Exactly.
And I really don't add the dressing until right before I serve it because the quinoa will soak up the dressing. But I will tell you that even the next day, my husband was eating this 3 days later, and he loved it. He actually took it to one of his workers, and they were like, wow, this is really good. And it was like, 3 days later. And so it's, you know, even though you're not going to have that, you know, that juicy, all the juices
fresh,
and stuff,
yeah.
first fresh, it still, it soaks up into the quinoa and it really does add flavor. And so it just kind of marinates and I think the flavors get
It's like
even
a
better.
good soup. I love a good soup the next day better than the first
Oh,
day
yeah.
ever. You know, the flavors just seem to become more intense.
Well,
My
you know,
husband loves leftovers, and I'm glad because I always cook too much.
All right, I have finished this and completed this job.
oh wow.
How about
Now you
that?
can add that to the bowl.
All right.
And
Yes, we add that to the bowl.
Okay, hand it over.
Oh, just go around, sis.
Okay,
I'm-
coming through. Move over, coming through.
All right.
I'm making sure there's no seeds in the dressing for you.
There you go.
And now, sis, if you will put the olive oil in that glass, and then
And this right here?
nope,
Where?
in that glass.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I actually need. I mean, I like a shaker with this, and you put your lemon juice in,
Okay.
and let's put a little bit of
Is that
salt
enough
in it.
avocado, or did you want this other one in there?
Oh, put it all in. How can you have too much avocado? And then I'm going to take a piece of plastic. Excuse me, sis. Let me lean over you for just a minute. If you don't have a shaker at home, you can do
By
this.
the way, the lady that actually sent each one of us a shaker, we really appreciate it, and she'd be using it right now, except hers is at home.
Yeah, I actually need to bring it and leave it here, except I like it at home. So take this and just shake. And you want to get that all blended really nice. And I mean, any way you want to blend it, it's fine, but this just makes that easy, inexpensive shaker. And then,
And see, that's a good
Here,
tip
shake.
for them to know.
yep, I'll let you shake just a little bit more.
She
And
was trying to
also,
give me something to do. I know.
and then for the fresh basil, I just take my scissors and I bunch it up and I just cut the fresh basil in it, just like that. And we'll cut up some fresh basil. And then, sis, if you want
Can I
to
pour that over
yes,
there?
let me move this over here.
Here you go. Way over there.
And then we'll toss this. And that's it, folks.
Can you show them how to
Look.
how you presented it over here?
And then I like to present it in hollowed out peppers, and I like to use the different colored peppers.
It's beautiful
And
that way.
also, I use the bigger ones, and so that you can use a pepper per person. Or if you're wanting to serve this on a buffet, you can use the little tinier peppers, and they'll make a little appetizer. And you can just serve it in a big bowl if you want, but you can be creative. Now, something else creative,
and that's going to go really good with that, is my garlic breadsticks. Let me read the recipe for you. You're going to need 2 to 3 cups of white whole wheat flour and additional flour for kneading, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 packages of instant dry yeast, 1.5 cups of very warm water, and garlic salt or garlic powder is needed. I love bread, period. It's one of my favorite things I love to eat, and I don't eat it all the time, and I try to stay away from bread with white flour because it's really not the healthiest thing for me. But I love any kind of bread, and this is garlic bread. And I have a confession to make. I'm not really a big fan of garlic bread, but I love I'm not. I don't like the garlic breath, all right?
I love it. I love it.
But she does.
I don't like raw garlic, but I like this.
Since it's an Italian program, I made it garlic breadsticks for you guys.
That's hilarious.
But I'm not a big fan myself.
Boy, aren't you guys glad that we like it?
Yeah, I know. Well, for me, the same recipe, for any of you out there that are like me that really aren't fond of garlic, I use sesame seeds on mine. I make the same recipe and I use sesame seeds.
And just leave the garlic out.
And I leave the garlic out and you'll be just fine.
Because you know what? My husband doesn't like garlic either. He
Well,
does not want garlic bread.
Sesame breadsticks for him. This is garlic breadsticks for all the other garlic lovers out there. So real quick, I'm going to need my water. I'm going to need my hot water.
I guess I'll go get the hot water.
Okay.
Because I'm going to start here. This is a simple recipe. There's not a lot to it, and if you want to make a double recipe, it's fine to double this recipe, and you'll have more. That's no problem.
Hot right out of the microwave.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to start off with 2 cups of flour. I'm going to end up with more than that, but I'm going to start with that. Put my salt in, and this is the garlic.
I'll tell you what, if it's garlic.
Oh yeah, it is garlic powder. I was like, oh, that's garlic powder. That's over there. I almost threw that in the bread. That'd have been disaster. I take my, this is a rapid rise yeast, and so I just, no need to dissolve it in warm water beforehand. You can just mix it right in your flour, and then make a little well in the middle. Add your oil right in the middle. And I'm going to add, and you can even add it to your hot water if you want. You know, that I've done that before too, just add it all to the hot water. And so, sis, you can pour the hot water right into the middle of this.
All of it?
Yeah, just put it all in there.
It's really hot.
That's okay. All right. And then you just start mixing it up like that. And you're going to knead it just like you would bread. That's what you're going to do. So I'm just going to get it to a place where it's a dough consistency. And then when we get to that, we'll start kneading in the rest of the flour. And you'll see, the reason I had to put is kneaded, because you don't really know, there's no way to measure how much extra water. Every flour is different.
Yeah, different flours will...
There's a different moisture content in all the different flours. So you can see I've got a little bit of a dough going here.
And you don't want your dough to be sticky.
No. And so here's what I'm going to do. You can just put that over there. I'm going to take some of this flour, and I'm just going to put it, see how I just put along the sides of the bowl like that, and I'm just sprinkle a little bit on top. And the trick of really kneading a good dough is pushing down. I use this part of my hand here, the palm of my hand, pushing down, taking with your fingers and pull up, and then push it down again. Then turn, and then you just keep pulling up and pushing down, pulling up and pushing down. And it really goes quite fast. And you can do it with your knuckles this way if you want, or you can do it your palm. I had a friend say, well, I always do mine with my knuckles, and I never tried that before, but you know what? It works fine.
You just call it knuckle sandwich instead of knuckle bread.
That's right. And when it starts getting sticky, you're going to need to add a little more flour. And you're just going to keep kneading like that until it gets a nice elastic and in the touch.
Sticky.
And not sticky. Go all the way around. And I'm not going to continue with that because I want to show you how to make the breadsticks. But when you get a nice dough like this, then what I do, and you're going to knead it for at least 5 minutes. And then you're going to put it and spray some nonstick cooking spray on that. And then you're going to let it rise and double in size and set it aside. Now,
Okay,
we're going to
set it aside.
we're going to put the towel on top of that for right now. And I'm going to, let's see, can you spray some spray on there for me?
On top?
While you're spraying that, I'm going to get this dough off my hands. And
I did it.
okay.
Did I get you?
Okay. You did what? Okay, thank you. Boy, wasn't that nice?
Shh, don't tell her. She'll.
What?
No, don't
did
tell
they do?
her. I didn't do anything.
Meanwhile,
Okay, so I'm just going to knead this in here just real quick like that, just since it's been setting and ready. And this is such a nice dough and what I'm going to do is we're going to divide this in half, okay? Or you know what? I'm going to do it one whole thing.
All
I
right.
decided.
Let's
I'm
just
gonna
have
do that.
one big breadstick.
Let's do that.
Because I'm really hungry and I like them, so.
Can you spray this work area for me, please?
I
All
can.
over. Ooh, all right, good.
I didn't get it on you guys this
You
time.
can use a rolling pan if you want, but I really don't use one. And so I say to just
I don't use them either.
I just pat it off. I don't say I never use one. I just don't have to spray that for me, please. Sis.
Boy, I'm just going to keep
Okay.
my hand on this. I am ready with the spray.
Okay, and then I need
right.
a sharp knife, and I think there's one behind you. And let's see. So you do it about 16 inches, about that. I don't know how much that is. You don't have to measure it. Just eyeball it. You know. And it's about 6 inches this way, from here to here, and I don't know, probably, and you want it the same width. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut it in half, okay, and then you're going to cut it in half again. So you're making 4.
I'm ready with this. If you need the spray, I'm ready.
I might need it. And then you're going to cut it again, and then cut it again. So you're going to half, and then you're going to half it again. So you're making, what is it? So 16. I can't even count how many it is. All right. She's laughing at me because I'm trying to hurry so I can get this done. All right. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick up one of your ones you've done, and you're going to twist it. Okay, just like this. And can you move that can for me? Sis?
You don't want me to spray?
Yes. Would you spray that for me? That'd be good.
I was ready.
All right, stop. Okay. And see, you're just going to twist it like this and go to each side of your pan. And then I'll take another one really quick. And you don't want to twist it hard or it won't be a nice twist. So I'm just going to take
it'll
it one
pull
more.
apart.
It'll pull apart and it won't be a nice twist. So here we're going to try it again. One more time. We're just going to twist gently like this. See how I just really carefully like that. Just a nice gentle twist and stretch to the sides, and you're just going to keep on doing that. And when you're all done, you're going to spray it again.
I was
Okay.
ready.
And then you're going to sprinkle. I have some coarse garlic salt, and you're going to sprinkle along like that. And you can put garlic powder for an additional taste of a little more intense garlic, a little garlic powder on that as well. And then you bake that in the oven at about 425 degrees for about 10 minutes. They bake really fast, and voila, there they are. I've got some ready to show you. Don't those look good enough to eat?
Just make sure that everybody in the room is eating them.
She's saying that so everybody has garlic breath. You notice that? If everybody has the same garlic breath, nobody seems to mind.
I have actually tasted them, and they are delicious.
Well, you know what else is delicious is Linda has a white lasagna.
Linda, why don't you read the recipe?
Let's read the recipe. 1 12-ounce box of lasagna noodles cooked. 4 cups of frozen mixed vegetables thawed and drained, 1 recipe of tofu cottage cheese, 1 recipe of cream sauce, and for the cream sauce, you're going to need 1 cup of tofutti sour supreme, 2 teaspoons of McKay's chicken seasoning, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 6 cups of unsweetened almond milk, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of cold water. For the tofu cottage cheese, you will need 1 12.3-ounce package of Morinu tofu, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, 1 teaspoon of Micheff's chicken seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of grapeseed veggies, 3 tablespoons of roasted red pepper or pimentos. So, let's get started. We have already started our warm milk, and the reason that I chose to use the almond unsweetened milk is because I love the silk milk, but it has a sweet taste to it, and it's not really the best for lasagna. So
For a savory.
yeah, for a savory. I love it for everything else, but for this one, just find any unsweetened tofu milk, and it'll work the best for you. Okay, that you can add these seasonings to it, and that's a little bit of seasoned salt, some Micheff's chicken seasoning, a little bit of garlic, and the salt, and stir that all around.
Okay.
And then Brenda is, I think I'll probably have to make the slurry, huh?
Yeah, I'm busy over here stirring. I got hard work to do.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I'm working here.
Cinda's going to do the tofu.
I'm all for you keeping her busy.
She's going to do the tofu cottage cheese. So she's going to put the Morinu tofu in here. She's going to take her fork and blend it all up and add her seasoning, stir it around, and then she'll add her
scissors,
veggies.
please?
You sure can have it.
All right, a little snip, snip.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to add my cold water to the cornstarch so that when the milk is hot, I can make a slurry. This is what is going to thicken, actually thicken it, to make it for the cream sauce. So we're just going to stir it around, and it does pretty well here. How you coming, sis?
Now, you know, on the tofu, you said any kind. So that means firm, extra firm.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Silken.
It doesn't matter.
Silken, soft.
Right.
Now, do I mash this up?
I just use that because I like that better than the water-packed tofu. So not water-packed tofu, but this is the Morinu tofu.
How you doing over that slurry, sis?
I'm doing it.
This is hot.
It's not quite hot enough.
She's slurring it.
It's burning my
It's gonna start. You know. It's gonna start just bubbling, and that's when you want to put it in when it starts to bubble.
Okay, I'm gonna just see if I can get that thing to bubble.
Do you?
Okay. She's gonna chop that up a little bit finer, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll add a little bit of salt.
Over there.
I tell you what, she's hoping.
Micheff's chicken seasoning, and we're going to use the brewer's yeast flakes, the nutritional yeast flakes. And then when you get that all stirred around, we will add the other. Okay. We're going to put the pimentos in there. I chose to use pimentos.
That adds nice color.
It does. It makes it pretty. And then we're going to go over here and add your veggies in there.
You know me, I'm all for making things pretty.
I know. We call her our garnish queen.
For those who don't know what veggies is, Linda.
Veggies is
it's
a substitute for mayonnaise that doesn't have, it's dairy-free. It doesn't have any dairy in it. So, and you can get it in a lot of stores, and if yours doesn't carry it, ask them. They'll usually carry it.
But we also know that there's, you know, this is an international network, and there's many places in the world that can't get some of the products that we use. And if that is the case, that you can't get soy milk or almond milk or tofu, anything, you know, then you could still make this recipe and use the dairy products, and it would be the same measurements.
Okay, while you're constantly stirring, we're going to dump this.
Keyword constantly.
Yeah, was that keyword for me, constantly?
Yes.
It's hot.
So it doesn't lump. Here, let me give you a break.
Note to self, oh, I'm not trying to be wimpy over here. But note to self, get a really long handle when you're doing this.
I don't know, but
isn't the deal.
I kind of like my job.
Are you eating over there again?
No.
She would never do that, would she?
No. This
although on Cinda's fin, oh, she's over there sneaking food.
Okay, I'm going to
telling
spray
me.
my pan.
That's pretty good.
Although I do have to say, in Cinda's defense, a couple weeks ago I got a phone call. It was the funniest thing, and this lady was so upset. And she said, I just finished watching one of your cooking shows. And she goes, and I love your shows, but she said, this one was terrible. I said, really? What happened? You know, what type of cuisine was? She goes, oh, I don't remember that. She said, but I do remember this. Cinda didn't taste a thing. And that made her mad.
Ma'am, I'll be sending that check to you later.
Okay, you can turn it off.
Well.
And now we're going
And on that note,
since I,
that really is good.
All right, go over here.
I like that.
well, here, okay.
That's
I'm
good.
going to have to use this, so
Okay.
we're going to put a little bit here in the bottom of our pan.
We
Good on
needed
the
a
green
ladle,
beans.
is what you're saying?
We did,
Okay.
but that's okay because
See,
we can do it
improvise.
yes. And we'll just spread this around. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot to put this in, so I'll dump a little bit of this.
no.
So whip that in.
Uh-huh.
That's the tofutti
Yeah.
sour supreme. It's like a substitute for sour cream.
Okay. Can I make you feel a little bit better, sis? It's not as bad as when I made oatmeal cookies and forgot the oatmeal.
I can vouch for that one, folks.
And I scooched them out of the oven real quick. They were half baked. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot the oatmeal. I scooched them all out and whipped up the oatmeal, and they turned out fine.
These are already cooked noodles. And
Okay.
so we're going to put about 4 of them on the bottom.
All right.
Guess I should
Okay.
earn my keep over here.
Sis, would you spread a little, about half the amount of tofu?
Seriously, this stuff was good.
Okay. And just spread
Okay.
that all around.
All right.
That was seriously good stuff here.
Here you go. I'm going to get in the act. What
Okay.
else?
All right, then I'll need that. Now, these mixed vegetables are not, seasoned. So if you want to, you can do this, or you can just leave it like you want. But I'm going to sprinkle
You want
a
some
little
more of this
bit
on here?
of this on.
So you got a little salt? Mm-hmm. She's got a little salt on there. Salt to
Okay.
taste.
Uh-huh. Okay, go ahead and put some
Okay.
more of that on.
All right.
We got more sauce.
There you go. Is that good?
Yes.
I probably need to take
And
that.
then all we're going to have to do is we do the same exact thing again.
Just keep layering up.
And you end with just noodles and just sauce, and this is what it looks like over here when
How
it's
long
baked.
did you bake it?
I baked it for about 45
Okay.
minutes,
At
It's a
what
little
temperature?
brown.
350.
350. See, that's helping you out here. Isn't
Yep.
doesn't that look delicious?
Well, you know what would go with this meal?
Your Italian.
How about my Italian white bean soup?
Mm-hmm.
Let me read the recipe. For this, you will need 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, 1 medium onion, 1 cup of celery, 1 garlic clove, 3 16-ounce cans of white kidney beans, 1 16-ounce can of Great Northern beans, 3½ cups of water, 2 tablespoons of McKay's chicken seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, 4 cups of fresh spinach, and 3/4 teaspoon of veggie sal. Now, the cannellini beans is a white kidney bean.
That's right.
And I love them. They actually taste a little bit different than the dark red kidney beans. Here,
And the
try
texture,
it.
so we
Taste it.
know.
See, it's a little different. Okay, I don't mind if I do. Good.
You're the taster of the sisters. Let's keep it that way.
It tastes a little bit different, but not a lot. But
The texture, I think, is different. A red kidney bean is a little firmer texture to me.
and you remember when we were in Rome, they actually sprinkle these on salad.
Oh,
That's
that
good.
would be good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I liked it.
I love beans and salad.
Okay, Linda is stirring. We already have our onions and our celery have been cooking, and so our onions, you want to cook them until they're clear, and the celery's just a little bit tender.
Looking good.
And then we're going to add our water.
You know what I love, sis, when we were in Italy, even more than the food? How friendly all the people were. They were so hospitable and so friendly.
They were like,
and
oh, you such a sweet face. Mwah, mwah. Oh, and you do. Mwah,
Well, you know, that was like at our grandma too.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, grandma was
they
like
were
that.
always like that.
Yeah.
The hospitality is just awesome.
Yeah, I like that too. Okay, McKay's chicken style seasoning. This is a vegan seasoning, and you can get it that this one has no MSG in it. I love the flavor of this. I mean, this is one of my favorite seasonings.
Me too.
we kind of grew up with that.
We grew up with it, so we put it in a lot of things. And this is Veggie-Cell, and I love Veggie-Cell too. But if you can't find this, you can just use an all-purpose vegetable seasoning. And thyme.
Mom might be watching. I think you better get that out of there, you know?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, we could use, if you want, you could put some fresh thyme in it, because when I'm at home, I use fresh thyme. And we have some fresh thyme. I actually brought some fresh thyme. And a friend of mine, she's like, I don't know how to take thyme off of, to get the leaves off, because it's so hard. And I said, well, it's named thyme for a reason, because it takes time. So you'll just snip a piece off, hold it at the top, and very gently just kind of, actually you just kind of go, this one even is
More stubborn?
yeah. You just kind of go like that, see? And it just kind of falls off.
So you don't want the
you do not want the stem.
Okay.
Nope. You just want, and you'll have to, if it's like this there's different types of thyme too. That one, see, I keep breaking, but see how that just kind of goes right off like that? And, but there's different types of thyme too.
Okay,
I mean, like I have several different varieties growing out on my patio, because I like that. Okay, sis, let's use your muscles.
Yeah. Hey,
let's do
we're
our
trying
fresh
out
garlic.
a new garlic press. We're always complaining about the garlic
know.
presses. We're trying out a new one.
So I went and got a new one.
I like
so-
the color. I mean, I like the red, but we'll
Yeah,
see
I
what we're
figured
doing.
it kind of went with the Italian
Yeah.
theme. We needed a red one.
Red's a
Let's
nice
see how good
color.
this
Oh,
works.
over here, babe.
Oh,
There you
oh,
go.
this worked good. I liked it. All right, they've got a winner.
Good deal. You know, fresh garlic, it just adds a lot of flavor, and
Okay.
I mean, I like it so much better than doing the salt and
Yes.
the dry kind. So I like the fresh. Okay, now, sis,
Which, by the way, for the garlic breadsticks, if you wanted fresh chopped garlic on that, go for it. If you're the real garlic lovers will.
we're adding our beans. Oops,
Okay.
one left. Oh dear.
Oh,
What to do? That was good. Okay. Now the spinach, we'll let that, it's already getting hot, isn't it? So the spinach, I just go like this.
You just take a food scissors and I always keep a scissors in my kitchen that I
I
don't use
do. I love
anything
kitchen
but
scissors.
for food.
Exactly. I only use it for food.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the pretty color.
Isn't that pretty?
It is.
And
I love spinach.
this soup does not have to cook long. I mean, and that's what I like about it, is it just puts together so fast. And
Now,
you
if
just let
wanted
this simmer for about 15 minutes, and you really don't even have to let it simmer that long if you don't want, because this spinach,
as soon as it wilts.
as soon as it wilts, you're good. Okay, now let's stir all that spinach in.
Okay.
Now, I like to take, you could eat it just like this, and my husband likes a lot of chunkiness to his soup, but I was trying to imitate a soup that we had over in Florence, and it was a very brothy soup, and so I puree a little bit of it. Now, I have an immersion blender, but if you don't have that, then just take about 2 cups of this soup and put it in your blender, blend it up, and then put it back into the soup. So I'm going to do my immersion blender.
Stand
And-
back, sis.
Okay, okay.
I tell you what. And I'm just going to put that in.
See, you weren't kidding.
No, it works great.
Yeah, it sure does.
We're like, whoa.
And you blend that, you just blend it. You can blend it as much as you want. You can blend it until it's all liquid, or you can just do it kind of chunky. And then what I like to do, because my husband likes a lot of, he just likes the textures of more food. So I'm going to add another can. That's where you've gotten 3 cans. I did 2 cans first. This is another can of the cannelloni beans, and then I put in some great northern beans too. And
let that cook
let that cook for like another 5 minutes, and you're ready to eat. And I'll show you what it looks like when it cooks just a little bit longer.
And some nice crusty Italian bread with it too. Doesn't that look good?
And you know what else is good with this?
My eggplant pomodoro. Let me read the recipe. You will need 1 medium onion, 2 medium eggplants, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 medium yellow pepper, 1/2 cup of green olives, 4 cups of canned whole tomatoes, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You will also need 1 teaspoon of fresh parsley, 1 teaspoon of fresh sweet basil, and 1 teaspoon of agave nectar, and salt to taste. Now, I love eggplant, and I haven't had...
And I love pomodoro. I just like saying pomodoro.
It really is fun to say. I've already got Linda over here stirring the onions and yellow peppers, and they're just chopped and cubed in like a cube, small, coarsely chopped, and she's getting those tender over there. And while she's doing that, I want to tell you about what you're going to do with your eggplant. You're going to take 2 medium eggplants, and you're just going to wash them and leave the skins on, and you're going to cube them in just a small little bitty cubes like this. And then you're going to bake it in the oven at 400 degrees, and for about 15-20 minutes. And you spray it with a nonstick cooking spray.
Do you sprinkle it with any salt or anything?
Nope. You're just going to do that, and then you're also going to take it out, and you're going to flip it over and bake it again. So you want it to have roasted. You want it to look like this. And since we don't have time to sit here while it's roasting, this is already roasted.
And you left the skins on too.
Left the skins on. That's right. And in this corner right here, I want you to see I have some 4 cloves of garlic. And roasted garlic has a different flavor than you would if it was a fresh
sauteed
or sauteed. Yeah. It's a sweeter flavor actually. And so I just put my garlic in there and roast it on the side, and I make me a corner like that so I don't have trouble finding it. If I mixed it up in here, I would. And the reason that is
the garlic.
I'm going to take that garlic out, and I'm going to mash it while it's still warm until it looks a little bit like this, almost like a garlic paste. And so that's what I do with that. So it's really a really fast and easy thing to do. I am going to go ahead and add this already roasted eggplant. And we're going to just add it to your skillet
I love eggplant.
And sis, you're just going to combine
And
that.
I seriously do like pomodoro. I love tomatoes. Always have.
Oh, I love tomatoes too.
Okay, and then here we go.
Want me to rescue those?
Yeah, would you rescue those?
I will.
Because since they're not mashed, I really don't want them in the dish. Although it wouldn't, for a garlic lover, they really wouldn't care,
Yeah, I don't
So
care.
put that over there. And we're going to go ahead and take that garlic paste now and put in there, sis. We're going to put in your fresh basil, fresh parsley.
I love
And
fresh herbs.
I put in some red pepper flakes, just a little, it's not a lot. Some agave nectar.
So we could call it arrabbiata
and
pomodoro.
And then we've got the agave nectar, and then we've got some whole tomatoes. And I'm just going to put those in. Now, I want to tell you something about whole tomatoes. These are the canned whole tomatoes. And the reason that I use the canned whole tomatoes is that they have more juice than if you were just to buy already diced tomatoes. So you will want to use the whole canned tomatoes. Our favorite thing to use is our mom's canned tomatoes.
Oh.
All of us canned tomatoes, but we haven't had time the last few years. We're so busy, taping kids programs and children's programs that our mom has been canning for us, and we love her canned tomatoes.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Right from her
Thank
garden.
you, Mom.
We love it. Well, I'll call her, what have you been doing today? Oh, I'm canning tomatoes. So we really appreciate the canned tomatoes. But if you don't have a precious mom to do that for you, you can buy the whole can, but here's the trick. I would suggest getting a kitchen glove out, putting your glove on your hand, and put your bowl of tomatoes in there, and you're going to have to squeeze those whole tomatoes until they get really all just, they're not a dice filling, but they're all just small pieces. You know, you squeeze them, and because it won't be the same if you don't do that. And then you just cook that until it's probably about 15 minutes is all, and serve it over your pasta of your choice.
Do you add your olives?
Oh yes, in there.
I thought those were just to keep me busy.
You notice I didn't have any extra salt in here because the olives are salty, and so when you cook that for about 15 minutes, it salts the recipe, and you just serve it over your favorite pasta or rice or, you know,
quinoa.
Or quinoa even. And I have some here on some angel hair pasta all ready for you to enjoy. All you need is a fork.
Oh, well. I just happen to have a fork.
Oh, dear. While I hold her back, folks, while I hold her back, Linda, read the recipe for your next recipe. She's got dessert.
For the orange bundt cake, you will need 2 cups of unbleached white flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, a half a cup of all-purpose vegetable shortening, it's the non-hydrogenated, a half a cup of Trivia baking blend of sugar or Florida crystals, 1½ cups of orange juice, a half a teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 fresh orange sliced in rounds for garnish, and a half a cup of fresh raspberries for garnish, and 1 orange frosting recipe. For the orange frosting recipe, you will need 1 cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of orange juice. This is a fast and easy cake to make. We're going to start out with this shortening. Sis, can you tell them about the shortening? You were the one that found this for us.
The brand I use is Spectrum, and I don't get paid for this, folks, but it's non-hydrogenated, and so it's a lot better for you. So that's the kind I use.
Okay, and you can use Florida crystals or any kind of a special sweetener that you want. And I'm going to put the
sugar.
If you can't find it.
Right, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, Sis, can you, while you're mixing this around for me, I'm going to have Brenda make our orange zest.
Okay.
What we do is we take an orange, we wash it, and then we're just going to grate it.
We don't happen to have a zester right here, so we're making do with a little grater.
Yes.
So that might happen to you too. So
yes, so that's all you do to make orange zest. Now, Cinda, if you can cream this, and then I will add some of this other stuff. This goes.
Probably better take this out first. What do you think?
Okay. That's right.
Because, boy, this is a nice, quiet mixer.
I know, I like it.
I was prepared to scream.
And I think I'm wearing essence of orange right now.
That's not a bad thing, though.
Yeah, that's better than garlic. I'm just like, whoo.
Yeah, you might need that essence of orange after all that garlic.
She's making it until it's kind of creamy. And then I'm going to add our vanilla in there. The little bit of lemon. And then it's going to separate, but that's okay. We're going to add our orange juice.
So we're not worried about the separation, right?
No, we're not worried that it's going to separate. So it's going to look a little funny. No, not that kind of funny.
Oh. I just want, I didn't want her joking.
Give me some sound effects.
Okay, now turn it off. And I'm going to pour the rest in. And now I'm going to add the baking powder.
Whoops.
And the cornstarch to our flour. And I'm going to just stir that around a little bit, stir it in. And now you can slowly mix while I'm pouring in the flour.
Kind of got orange zest all over the plate over here, so I'm kind of...
And you can put your orange zest in here now.
Okay.
That looks like about the right amount.
That's what I want to hear. I didn't want to put in the wrong amount.
Oh, can I have that spatula, please? Sure. That's exactly what I needed.
And this is going to be just until it's stirred really creamy. And you're going to spray your pan.
Okay.
Mmm. It smells good, sis. And you know what?
And actually,
I can lick this batter because there's no eggs in this.
And actually with this, I usually do put a little bit of flour in, you know, so I don't have any right now, but I usually put a little flour, shake it around, spread it out, and then put that in it. I'll pour the batter in it, and then this pan, since this pan is, it kind of burns easy, I wrap this bottom of this pan in foil, and then I set it on a tray, and I bake it at 350, and it takes about anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean, and I have one right here for you to do.
That's beautiful.
Well, that's good, and I want to show you, you can also make it into cupcakes.
Should we put it over here?
Yes, you can also make it into cupcakes.
Wait a minute.
You can also make it into cupcakes.
Seriously? You're moving that?
I just want to tell you that it freezes wonderfully. So you can make it ahead and freeze it.
All right, let's get the taste test. Here we go.
Mmm. Mmm.
She might have to have another bite to decide.
Okay.
Well, that's good. No, seriously, that's good.
Well, of course it's good. We wouldn't share a bad recipe with you.
Okay.
Well, right now we want to share something with our viewers, and we have 5 cookbooks out now, and we'd like to share with you how you can get yours.
If you've enjoyed the recipes today and would like to purchase your own copy of one of their cookbooks, including their new cookbook, Family Favorites, you can write to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois, 62896. That's 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois, 62896. Or you can call 618-627-4651. That's 618-627-4651. If you'd like to contact the Micheff sisters for speaking appointments or concerts, you can do so at their website at micheffsisters.com. That's MICHEFF, sisters.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Mann. Have you ever wondered what it takes to keep 3ABN's message fresh and up to date? We're working constantly on new programs for an ever-growing audience around the world. But how is that accomplished? After working many years in television and radio, I've realized how unusual it is for 3ABN to produce such a large percentage of original quality programming. Most Christian networks use a large number of programs produced by other ministries, and unfortunately, they have little or no control over the content. But we've been called to give a consistent message, and we do not allow the focus to become entertainment or performance-oriented. The clear vision given to Danny Shelton, our founder, was to build a television station that would reach the world with the undiluted Three Angels messages, one that would counteract the counterfeits. And that's what we strive for. We just don't provide family-friendly programming. If it's not squarely based on the Bible, our pledge to you is that it will not appear on any of our networks. When it comes to original programming, we produce 69% of our 3ABN English television content, 67% of our 3ABN Latino content, and 100% of what our Russian language channel airs. Without the Lord and all of you, that would be impossible. But we're continuously blessed with the finest teachers, preachers, health presenters, and guests day after day and year after year. So many people work together to make a television program. Producers, directors, camera operators, studio managers, lighting and audiovisual directors, and video engineers, just to mention a few. But we never forget that the message is the most important part of the equation in bringing the hope of salvation to those who haven't heard about Jesus Christ. We have only one solution: a relationship with our Savior. And whether it's a story of a changed life or a program specifically for children, we want to bring honor and glory to Him each and every minute of every day. And with 6 networks airing 168 hours of programming each week, that's a total of 1,008 hours. How can we do this with such a small staff? The answer is simple. The Lord makes it possible, and He uses you to help. From the beginning, your prayers and financial support have made it all possible. And 25 years later, our message is still strong. So thank you for all you do for 3ABN. Your prayers are felt each day, both at our ministry headquarters and all around the world. If the Holy Spirit impresses you to support 3ABN's worldwide ministry, please send your tax-deductible love gifts to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois, 62896, or call us at 618-627-4651 during regular business hours. God bless you.
Well, did you enjoy our trip to Italy as much as we did?
I sure loved it.
That was fun.
I'm actually ready to go back on another trip over to Italy.
Oh, let's go. Well, just to inspire you one more time to get out and make these recipes, let's show you what we've made today.
We have white lasagna.
Oh.
And they all learned how easy that was to make.
Oh, and the Italian white bean soup. And boy, with that shot, you can see all the little beans in it now.
That's right, I like
Then we have orange bundt cake, and it's a nice moist cake.
Oh, I can testify to that.
She tasted that, and also with your orange glazed frosting. That was good. And then we have the garlic breadsticks. And folks, remember, you can get out them sesame seeds and omit that garlic.
The garlic is wonderful.
No, garlic's so good for you. Oh, and the quinoa vegetable salad.
Oh, I love how they're displayed in those peppers, too. And then we have eggplant pomodoro. And that is displayed here with the angel hair pasta, but you can use any pasta of your choice, and it will be good. My husband likes it over rice.
With brown rice.
You know what I would like it over? Polenta.
Oh, I bet that would be good, too.
love
Give me another
polenta.
idea there. Hopefully we've given you some ideas.
And if you have ideas of what you'd like us to fix, then write us.
That's exactly right.
And we'll give it a shot. We'll try and make it for you. That's all the time we have for now. So until next time, may all your meals be seasoned with God's love.
Bye-bye, everybody.